Good morning. It's Monday morning, and this is where I joined together with Judy Anderson from the United States, where we collaborate together, and I come in and I do the Facebook Lives for both her group and my group on Mondays, and then tomorrow she'll join us again tomorrow. But originally what we were going to do was we were going to still continue to do some retired products, but I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a separate Facebook Live for that in itself. But I want to show off some stuff. Hello, Vicki. I want to show off some stuff that we have for some designer series paper. We have a designer series paper that's coming on sale as of July the 1st. And the designer series paper that's on sale is the stuff in the annual catalog, with the exception of, good morning, I'm going to have to tell you my story about my air conditioner. But anyways, it'll come on, the designer series paper comes on sale on July the 1st to August the 2nd, with the exception of the specialty paper and the in color designer series paper. And the reason being for that is, for both of the designer series paper are on back order and we can't even get them. So anyways, I'm hoping that it will be, it'll come back in, but unfortunately it's not on the 15% off designer series paper. So on July 1st is designer series paper. So we're going to show a couple of things with the designer series paper that'll kind of show you different sort of ideas that you can do with it. And at the end of this Facebook Live, what I'll do is I'll show you a couple more cards that I've done with it. So let me switch the phone around and get my stuff all out of the way. And we will get going. So this designer series paper is You're a Peach. I love this designer series paper. It's bright. It's has some very pretty colors, combinations that go together. I love the peach that goes with the balmy blue and the pear pizzazz in there as well. So this is the designer series paper, You're a Peach, and it has different colors that go with it. Like there is Bumblebee, there's this one is the Pale Papaya, there's this one's Petal Pink, Mango Melody, and also there's the Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral. I'm going to say that all the way along. I know I am. Pear Pizzazz, and also there's some early espresso in there. So we're going to use this bundle. Now this bundle is You're a Peach. It is in the annual catalog. If you do buy it together, you save it as 10% as a bundle. So we're going to make kind of a fun fold. Yes, this paper is so nice. And like I say, I'm going to stock up on my paper. It goes so pretty with so many different things. Anyways, so we're doing a fun fold. This is a pop-up, just a easy fun fold. It's 5.5 by 8.5. And I've gone ahead and I've scored it at 2 inches, 3 1/8 inch, 5 3/8 inch, and then 6.5. And then I'm going to come in with my bone folder, and we'll just give those a really good score. I just like showing off different ways that you can show different kinds of designer series paper, and then we're just going to go in and really score that good. You know, it's funny because I do my Facebook Live on the other group, and the unfortunate part is I can work out an awful lot of the glitches, and there was a glitch in the last one. I had the wrong measurements, so oops. Anyways, so I have my designer series paper, and the one that I'm using is this beautiful peach design. It has really cute peaches on the back. This reminds me of, it could be used for a dress, a little girl's dress, or it kind of reminds me of something maybe that I had, that my mom had made for me. But anyways, we have this. I'll just bring out all of these ones there. All right, so this is measured at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on there. Now I could have used another mat, but I decided for this purpose I wasn't going to mat a lot with this. I'm just going to put it on, and I'm going to also apply it with the liquid adhesive. I really like when I'm using designer series paper or anything like that, I like, and also embossing folders, I love to use my liquid glue. One, it gives me lots of wiggle room, because trust me, I don't know what it is that I cannot put stuff on straight. And this looks like it was cut wrong. Oops. Okay, so no worries. What I'm going to do is I am actually going to come in and I am going to trim that down. And this, you're going to see a big, big no-no. But I can come and I can clean this off afterwards. I can take this apart and clean it off. So I want to make this 1 7/8. I think I made it 2. I did make it 2 inches. And it's just, I'm going to make it 1 3/4 actually. See, that's going to come, and it's going to be all gluey. Gluey, what a good word, right? And I'm going to use something else to cut it. And I'll come in, and when I have glue and I'm trying to get glue off of stuff, what I use is I use my 99% rubbing alcohol, and that's how I get my glue off. Wish it would work for my... So yes, I'm going to come in and do it at 1 3/4. You bet, Corrine. And then just make sure. Also, if you guys share my videos, that's a great way. I really appreciate that. I do have now, I've started a VIP Facebook group that I have. And these are for my customers. And I'm going to be able to put on all my tutorials that are there. And like I say, that's just for my customers. Now, if you've referred people to my Facebook group, and thank you very much for doing that, there's some that I haven't approved. And the reason I haven't approved them is because they haven't answered the questions. And all it is I just want to know where they're from. Okay, let's get going again. A little bit of a detour. All right, so let's go ahead and put this glue on here. You know, I had to take my guillotine trimmer all apart because of the glue that I got glue on it. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put this on there. And this looks like it's the right way. Yeah, that's much better with it at, so it's 1/4 inch. Now, what I'm going to do too is on here, I'm putting the pale papaya on here. Now, this is 2 inches. I believe it's 2 inches. I'll just double check. Yes, it's 2 inches, but this is a bit bigger on the center part. That's where I went wrong, was I cut the same one. So I'm just also going to go ahead and use this. Thank heavens I used the glue on the last one, or else it would have probably stuck. Now I knew I was going to have that piece oozing out there. There we go. Good morning, Donna. All right, so let me go back in and let me just, there we go. Now, what I want to do too is on the back here, I'm going to put some, do I have enough there? Yeah, I'm going to do some decoration also on the back. So with the stamp set, it's a photopolymer, it's like a distinctive stamp set, so it gives different shading and everything else. So I'm going to use this, and I have a scrap piece of paper, and I also have my paper piercing mat and a scrap piece of paper. So we're going to go in and we're going to stamp some peaches. Now the colors that I'm using for my peaches, and trust me, I don't know why I never thought of this one before, but Mango Melody works really good with these colors. But I'm going to use my pale papaya and my my Calypso Coral. I'm going to call it Coastal Cabana. I do every time I use this Calypso Coral. All right, so I have my peach. I'm going in with a sponge dauber. Doesn't quite work good enough with the blending brushes. And the reason being is you can't get it exactly where you want to get it. Like you have more of a chance to actually, see how you can get it so that it looks like a peach. I'm actually going to come in and just clean that off, and we'll do it again. And a little bit here. And we're going to stamp another one there. And I like the imperfections. I think it's so cool how those imperfections work and make it look more like a peach. And we'll use our pear pizzazz, and let's see how it has so many imperfections in it, and it just looks so cool. I think it does anyways. All right, so we have that. Now, the dies are there. We could cut those out like that and like that. But you know what? I've gone ahead and actually cut these out already. So you don't have to watch me sit and cut those out. So I've got those ready. And now what I want to do is I want to also stamp so that this is decorated on the back. Also in this stamp set is this one, and they're peaches, or you could do flowers. So I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to use this one like this, and you know, I'm going to bring it up here like so, and this is like a two-step stamping. I found my chamois, so now that's the reason why I'm using my chamois more. And then I'm going to come in with my pale papaya with the little ones. And then again, we're going to use the Calypso Coral. Let's put on a bit of, we'll call it ripening, right? So now I just have to line this up, which is going to be a little tricky because I'm doing it there. I think that's about right. And there we go. I have that to go on the back of the card. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the colors I don't need right now, which is the pale papaya. I'm going to leave my Calypso Coral out, and we're going to start decorating this card. So I also have, and oh my goodness, I don't think I cut it out. That wasn't very good. Let me grab it. Okay, I wanted to actually cut this, do a scalloped, one of these scalloped rectangles. So I'm taking the second, I think this is the second, third largest, and I'm just going to go in and cut this. And because of it being able to go through my little mini cut and emboss, I'm just trimmed that off, and I'm just going to bring that in. So I tried to save bringing my cut and emboss in, but that didn't work, did it? Okay. It's all good. Just gives us extra time to stamp together, right? You're right, Donna. It does. It makes it look so cool. Peaches are amazing fruit. When I used to live in Penticton, they had the Peach Festival there, so I love that time of year. All right, so let's go and just quickly cut that out. Let's move this out of the way. And then I've got this die here. Now, this morning, what happened with it, I went and I smudged it. And so on that particular one, I sponged around it because I didn't want it to look like a mistake. So I just kind of sponged around it. But this one, it looks like I'm going to be able to not have to do that. Now, I want with there's so many beautiful things, sayings that you can put on here. I want to go sweet as a peach. And I'm going to have this, hope your day is, or thanks for being as sweet as a peach. I think we're going to put that on there. So on this, I am coloring it with the Calypso Coral, and we're just going to put that right up about there. And the reason I'm putting the sentiment on first is because I want to know exactly where everything's going to go. Now I have a piece of also, this is the pale papaya, and I'm going to put that little saying right there. And hopefully I can get that fairly close. There we go. And then I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to cut up and then cut across. Now I could use my trimmer, but because I've got all that glue on there, I can't. So I'm going to have to freehand that. So hopefully I've got that close enough. We'll see how that works. All right. That's just going to go there. It needs to be just a little bit closer this way. There we go. Thanks for being as sweet as a peach. All right, so then with my mini dimensionals, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one edge and I'm just going to cut a bit of the dimensional off. And then I can put that onto the back of this and pop up all of this. Let's put that about there. And let's just put that right about there. All right, so now what I can do is I'm going to close this up so I don't get ink all over the place. And I'm going to bring in my dimensionals and let's pop up the peach. And the other peach. Let's just take those off. Oops, this is a little crooked. And let's just put that one about there. This one about there. And then I'm going to also come in with my mini dimensionals for the backs of my leaves. Let's see. Put in there. I think I'm going to have that going in there as well. All right. There we go. Now I'm going to be putting this down on the center of the card, so I thought that I would put it down here. Let's get that on. Get that out of the way. Now we can go ahead and put this right down here. And of course, the Genial Gems. Let's go ahead and put some of those on. And I like the Genial Gems because I like the pale papaya color that's with them. We could always put other stuff on there, that's for sure. Let's see, one here. And I think I'm going to put one. You know what? I've got a little one over here. Yeah, this one kind of looks a little crooked there too. So in any event, there's that part of it. And now I have this that's going to go onto the back. You know, it's funny because if I move the card in a certain way, I can see the crookedness. But when I've got my camera up here, hello, when I've got the camera up here, sometimes I can't get right over the card, so I can't see if it's straight or not. So there's the back of my card, and that's where I can write. So the card is going to sit up like so. So this is how it looks, and there's the back of the card. Okay, so I hope you liked that. And Then also, I want to show you some other cards that have the Designer Series paper on. Some may have already seen this because I've done lives with them, but there's this one. This one I think was part of a sketch challenge. This was done, this is showing just a technique, popping pastels and the cutout, but there's the paper. This one was a swap that I did and the paper. And then I made my own Designer Series paper, but this beautiful blue there. So now you have to have that bundle. Oh, you know, Peggy, I know. This was one of the first bundles that I picked out, though. This was one of those ones that I thought, you know, and it's so summery, and it's yeah. In any event, let me just move this camera back down. Don't forget the Designer Series paper sale. Let me just quickly